Take a moment with City of Braidwood's Police Chief as he provides updates and great programs.
I'm Chief Rich Driver of the City of Braidwood Police Department, also a part-time City Administrator. Today I'm talking a little bit about what we do at the Police Department. In a little over 2 years as Chief of Police, we had increased our manpower by 5 patrolmen. We were very short-handed a couple years ago and a real burden on the City of Braidwood. We continue to invest in the City of Braidwood by qualified people, training for our patrolmen, and to do this we use drug forfeiture funds. In the last couple of years we have seized almost $300,000 in drug funds, and that helps purchase all our vehicles for the City of Braidwood, all equipment, weapons, training that we need to combat crime in this town. In the last 2 years, we had conducted 18 search warrants of drug dealers in this community, which that puts a burden on anybody that wants to come into town selling drugs. And I try to make it well known that if you come here, we're going to take whatever you have. And to be more proactive, we work with the other surrounding communities, police departments. We keep each other in touch of what crimes are going on in our towns. We work with the nuclear plant, which is grateful that we do, because they do donate money to the City of Braidwood Police Department. They have donated over 20 some odd $1,000 in 2 years. They purchased a canine unit for us, over $6,500, and supplied for all equipment and training for that person. Which then a couple weeks ago, our canine was called to assist Will County, which our dog alerted on 8.3 kilos of cocaine. As a police chief, I tried to be proactive, work with all the patrolmen. We also worked together last year and started the National Night Out program that was held here at the police department to get more people involved in neighborhood watches. We did that here at the police department in the parking lot, which brought in over 700 people to make awareness of the crime activities in your community, which was very helpful with the volunteers of the police officers. And also, as working with the city, I got Eric Tesler, the Commissioner of Public Health and Safety, is a gentleman that is so proactive, pro-community safe, that he was very instrumental in hiring 5 people to make the community safer. At one time we were down to 1 person per shift, which cost a lot of money in overtime. That's why he supported the hiring of 5 more people to make sure there was 2 people at all times working the street. We are doing some changing in the police department as far as equipment and uniforms. You can see that we are changing our patch here to more updated, and been changed in many years. You've probably seen the different designs of the squad cars we have and the decals on those, which was all purchased by drug forfeiture funds. We are in the process of updating our in-car computers, which will be outdated this year, which will cost the police department nearly $40,000, and that also would be paid for by drug forfeiture funds. I don't really like drug dealers, but they do help the City of Braidwood out a lot, and as long as we can continue to take their money away from them and give them a new home, we will use whatever funds we can to help the city, which is well over $300,000. We need support of the community to support the police department. If they see some crime going on in their neighborhoods, suspicious of drug activity, they should call us. They don't have to give us their names, which has resulted in 18 search warrants in 2 years by a lot of people calling us. And then we follow up on those, and they all turn out real well. As far as the rest of the city, I also work as a part-time city administrator for the city of Braidwood, which helps bring in growth. When people have problems, they contact me at City Hall to help with building, businesses, any other problems to do with this community. I've been here for 25 years, former city mayor, and this is my town, my home, and whatever I can do, I do for the community. Another program that's very, very good for the community, which we are mandated by the state of Illinois now to conduct active shooting drills at our schools. We have 3 schools in this city. We have spent a lot of money for equipment and training, which is paid for out of drug money, to do these programs. The city of Braidwood has been lacking in this area for a few years. We're working with the schools. We're going to have the schools volunteer, teachers are volunteered to help us in the active shooting part. We have purchased a large number of weapons that are airsoft weapons. They don't shoot, just little rubber BBs, which are used in these scenarios. The training with the school, which I was very surprised and very happy that the teachers were wanting to get involved. It really shows what can happen, and it can be scary, and that's going to be also held with the other communities: Wilmington, Coast City, Shannon, Shorewood, all other agencies, Will County. Everybody's invited for these active school shootings, which is a 2-day process, all day long, which hopefully we're going to film some of that for training purposes, and it's really going to be great to see this happen. The taste of life you'll see firsthand. And we've had some training out there and kind of scared the teachers, but they knew something was going to happen, and when it did, they were still surprised how quick things happen. And but we have to do it 3 times a year at every school now, and it's a very expensive thing to do, but it's well worth it. Because active shooting, it also involves the fire department. Other fire departments from other communities will be at the schools like it just really happened. So hopefully we're not going to tell people where to do it, but if you drive by and it's going on, please call the police department first before you call 911. So also, one of the major things that we do have that we didn't have 2 years ago is a full-time investigator to investigate all the crimes that we have, and that's a everyday job now. Before, basically, the patrolman had to do his own investigations, which was very slow to do. He didn't have time just to work on it all day between answering calls, working shifts. And now that we have a full-time investigator, he's pretty much swamped. So far this year we've had over 400 police reports since January, and not every one of them has to be investigated, but I would say probably 30% does. So it's his job to go through all of those reports to see if something else needs to be done, or if somebody needs a warrant for their arrest, or track down people involved in a crime. And that was a big thing that we needed here. And by the city council working with the police department, hiring the right amount of staff, that was the only way we could do that, by having a full-time investigator now. Which now he likes the job, then he kind of thinks maybe I shouldn't have took this one, but he's a good guy. He works hard and does a very good job. So thank you.